Jaguar has been in the news quite a bit lately. They've announced that the XE will be their newest model to join their lineup, and the F-Type, well, that deserves every good word of press that it gets. But the shiny new model and the uber-impressive sports car mean that the ordinary Jaguar has been overshadowed a bit. And right about now, Jaguar management and drivers are foaming at the mouth because of my description of the XF as ordinary. What I mean, of course, is that it's the Jag that fills a more regular role, and given its positioning at the lowest branch of the family tree, and the fact that it's been around since 2007, it's also the one you're most likely to see on the roads. And even after all this time, it's still a pleasure to look at. It may appeal to management types and be positioned as a luxury sedan, but it's still low and slippery, and it has a rather mean presence. The J-Blade running lights aren't my favourite bit, primarily because they're called J-Blades, but the overall effect is impressive. Much like Sophia Loren or Monica Bellucci, age has done nothing to diminish this car's attractiveness. The XF underwent some styling tweaks around 3 years ago, so it's no longer what you'd call cutting edge. That should change in 2015, which is when the next update is rumoured to be making an appearance. Another rumour is that there will be new engines as part of that lineup, but it'll probably be a small diesel, so this supercharged V6 3-litre is safe. With 250 kilowatts and 450 newton meters, it gets from 0 to 100 in under 6 seconds, helped in part by a very good 8-speed automatic gearbox. When you're spending over 800,000 Rand on a car, chances are the amount of petrol it downs isn't high on the list of priorities, but for the record, 9.3 litres per 100 k's with a CO2 count of 220 grams per kilometre, which, by the way, adds 10,000 Rand to the price, thanks to the CO2 tax. The output and performance figures give you the impression that this Jag is not exactly slow, but the drive tells you something different. It's not underwhelming. I mean, you put your foot down, there's a nice superchargery type noise, but the power delivery is a little, well, sedate is the wrong word, but it is very civilized. This is not the Jag for an entertaining drive to the office. If you're looking for an XF that's properly engaging, ask your friendly financing house for a little more money and get yourself an XFR. Now there's a fun package. As for the regular XF, it's got a sport mode, it's got paddle shifts, it is rear-wheel drive, so it has the right ingredients to get you involved. But the ride setup is just so comfortable and the steering requires almost zero effort, so you find yourself letting the car drive you rather than the other way around. And when you surrender yourself to that ideal, you discover that that is this car's biggest strength. The way it takes a lot of stress out of the daily drive and replaces it with lashings of comfort and top technologies, like the optional adaptive cruise control, which of course are things that this car's competition has as well, but then this is a Jaguar. And all of that means all those elements come together in a very special way, largely thanks to a cabin that wraps you up in real wood and blue illumination and top-end sound. And even things like the theatrical air vents and the rotary gear selector aren't new tricks, but they are superb touches. The design isn't universally appreciated. It sparked a few debates at RPMHQ. Personally, I like its combination of great tech and unique style, with the sweeping center console being a particular highlight. Our premium luxury spec test car features the kinds of bits and pieces you'd expect would come with the name premium luxury. It even has something which, until I had reason to use it, I thought was a bit useless: a steering wheel heater. The materials are great, the blue illumination adds an extra touch of class, and it is a very comfortable place in which to enjoy one's time in traffic. The Jaguar XF is not the newest car in its class, but it can still compete on almost every level. It's stylish, it's comfortable, with a good drive made even better by top spec. And it may be the most mainstream Jaguar, but it still does things in its own unique way. The 3-litre supercharged V6 has all the right figures and impressive performance, but the power delivery is never manic or unrefined. The styling has stood the test of time both inside and out, with good spec adding to the overall positive impression, but it's not the most involving drive in its class.